For this video, I just want to talk about, the evidence and proof to show that, America just doesn't care about martial arts. Simple evidence is the shoe industry. Alright, so I just made a video talking about these garbage martial arts shoes that I don't recommend, but what I'm saying is that you look at it. Every store you go to, you cannot find martial arts shoes. You find all different types of shoes that are popular. You'll find basketball shoes, you'll find running shoes, you'll find soccer shoes, outdoor soccer shoes, indoor soccer shoes, you'll find baseball shoes, you'll find football shoes, you'll find wrestling shoes. Like, you find shoes in every single different category, but you don't find any martial arts shoes anywhere. No matter if you go to Marshall's, Target, Walmart, Foot Locker, Finish Line, Payless, any shoe store you could think of that you go to, none of them carry martial arts shoes. And then if you try to look online to try to buy them, you still can't find quality martial arts shoes. The big name retailers online, Century Martial Arts, they don't have quality martial arts shoes. You go to AWMA, they don't have quality martial arts shoes. Kung Fu Finesse, you don't find any quality martial arts shoes. The technology just simply isn't there. When it comes to running shoes, basketball shoes, they're constantly coming up with new technologies, making the shoes better and better and better. But they don't do that for martial arts shoes because there's no market. And the shoe industry is a very important indicator to show how martial artists are just rare. They're so rare that the shoe industry is not willing to invest any money into developing that industry because there's no people there to support it. Now, so many different people run. I live in Chicago, and there's a Chicago Marathon every year. You're talking about like 50,000 people coming to run in the Chicago Marathon, and you got thousands of people that run just for fun. So many people run, so they put so much money in investing into the technologies for better running shoes. You got all these different brands that are contributing towards making the best running shoe possible. You got Nike, you got Adidas, you got Asics, you got Reebok, you got Under Armour. You got all these different, high quality brands putting forth money, investing into developing the best running shoes out there. Same thing with basketball shoes. But martial arts shoes, there's no companies putting in money to develop the best martial arts shoe. The only big name company is Adidas. And they haven't really put much money. They just created a basic martial arts shoes, and they kept the formula consistently the same. They haven't changed anything through the years. It's always the same shoe. And it's developed so cheaply. It breaks down so quickly. There's no market there. And it's just so apparent. Even there's a market even for wrestling, because there's high school wrestlers. Because almost every high school has a wrestling team, and then they wear shoes in wrestling. So there's at least some decent technology when it comes to wrestling shoes, because Adidas makes wrestling shoes, Asics makes wrestling shoes, and at least there's those two brand names, and I think even Nike makes wrestling shoes. But Nike does not make martial arts shoes. Asics does not make martial arts shoes. Like, Under Armour doesn't make martial arts shoes. The market is not there. And that's a good indication to show how rare the martial artist is looking at the shoe industry. So a martial artist, And it's the same thing that comes not just with the shoes, but also the martial art pants. These companies don't make martial art pants. Adidas doesn't make martial art pants. Nike doesn't make martial art pants. Under Armour doesn't make martial art pants. Reebok doesn't make martial art pants. There's no big name company out there that makes martial art pants. You know, they're making soccer pants, they're making cycling pants, they're making basketball pants, football pants. I mean, everything that's non-martial arts, they got pants for. But they don't have it for martial arts. And that's another example is to show how martial arts is a specialty that's rare in America. You know, and this the sad thing is when you practice martial arts, you almost have no choice but to borrow from other sports and of the products that they use, you know, to pretty much use within your art. So, as in for myself, because they don't have quality martial arts shoes, I had to pretty much search to find shoes within other sports that are going to be the most practical for the martial arts. So right now my eyes are on like the indoor soccer shoes being used for the martial arts. Right now my martial art pants are basketball warm-up pants from Adidas. The jersey is pretty much like almost like a basketball tank top type jersey. You know, and it's sad, but this is what martial artists have to do. They can't even, there's no investment into that specialty. And this shows you how rare it is to encounter martial artists that actually practice martial arts. You're going to find a bunch of people that play baseball, play basketball, football, tennis, wrestle, even box. But you will not find martial artists out there. Just like you will not find martial art shoes. You're not going to find martial art pants. It's like such a specialty that you can't even find it on the internet. You go to any store online, you still can't find quality martial art shoes. You can't find quality martial art pants. Like, martial artists are forced to borrow the shoes from other sports. Borrow pants from other sports. Find clothing for the top from other sports. And that's really sad. You know, that area is just so underdeveloped, and that in a way is a direct evidence to prove how rare it is to actually meet a real martial artist. You'll find a bunch of athletes out there from sports, but to find a real martial artist, it's so rare that there's not even a market for their clothing line, not even a market for their shoes, their pants, you know, because Century Martial Arts, even though they don't have any shoes, they got pants, but those pants are low quality. I'm talking about like high quality pants made from like top name brands. They don't have those, you know, and it just shows where the public, what they value. Because when you see so many running shoes, it shows, okay, the public, they love running. That's why there's all those shoes. You see so many basketball shoes. Oh, they love basketball. That's why you see all the shoes. See all these soccer shoes. Oh, they love soccer. That's why there's all the shoes. If the public really loved martial arts, you'd see martial art shoes, but you don't see those. So it is clear that martial arts is such a it's such a specialty. It is so rare that it's really hard to find. You know, it's uncommon. And the shoe industry will definitely show you that. You know, even for the with the pants, it'll show you that. You know, you can't just go into any store out there, no matter what store it is, and then they have a section of martial art pants. No, there's no way. No way. Or a section with martial art shoes. Nope. So that's the thing that I think is very clear. You know, it's direct. It's obvious. You know, so martial artists are put in a position where they have to, a lot of times, create things on their own to develop their own best methods or equipment, products. Like take what they can from different areas and find out what's the best for the martial arts. Just like even these wooden dummies. You'll never find these wooden dummies out there. You can't get it at a Walmart, Target, Dick's Sporting Goods, Sports Authority. I mean, you can't find this stuff out there. To find something like that, you can't find it. And even finding it online, there's very few people in America that make something like that. That is how rare it is. Martial arts is rare. You'll find a punching bag, boxing stuff. You'll find that all day. You'll find boxing gloves all day. MMA gloves, you'll find that. Mouth guard. But you're not going to find these wooden dummies. You know? You're not going to find martial art shoes. You're not going to find martial art pants. You'll find everything that is not martial arts out there. Sports and then combat sports. But you will not find martial arts because it is simply that rare. You know, and if you just open your eyes, you see that. And then if you decide to practice the martial arts, you fall into that category of people where it's a very small group of people. It's like a little small group compared to the huge groups of people out there. Regular sports has the biggest crowds of people. Combat sports has a smaller crowd of people. The martial arts group is even much smaller crowd of people than the combat sport group. And just imagine how small that group of people is. That's why there's not even an industry, there's not even a market for these individuals that practice martial arts. Martial artists are pretty much forced to kind of take from the sports and the combat sports of the equipment that's available for them to try what they can to enhance their own experience in what they do. So I just wanted to indicate that. You know, it's just something to think about.